Hello, Lakey Bloke here. There you are over there. Hi, chappy poos. It's Homebrew Wednesday time, folks. Now, I didn't have many suggestions as to what to do for the cider that I'm going to do in today's video. I had a couple. There was pumpkin there was some other bits and bobs. But what I've decided to do, pokey pokies, is a forest fruits cider. And the ingredients are here. I'll just turn this around, I can show you. There we have it, folks. We've got 5 cartons of forest fruits juice, 5 cartons of normal apple juice, and just over here, I'll put you back there. Hello, how are you? We've got a tub of these. Now what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to put a pan on in the kitchen and chuck it in a pan with a litre of forest fruits juice drink, one of those, boil it up for a bit, get all the mulch out, and then I'm going to chuck it all in a big bucket, and then I'm going to chuck some yeast in. That's it, nothing too complicated, folks, but hopefully it will come out alright. So it's going to be a forest fruits cider with some real forest fruits in. So let's get on with it, shall we? Haha. Hey guys, well here we are. Sanitizing equipment. Now this is obviously the Krausen ring that comes with the Coopers. It's a bit of a bugger to clean this, and this to me seems to be the best way of doing it. You fill up your bucket full of water with sterilising powder in, and you just basically dip this into it and turn it round and make sure that all of the ring is covered in the sanitizer. Over here we've got the lid, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rest this on the lid there like that and leave that for about 10 minutes. And in the bucket here we've got all of our equipment. We've got our spoon and our hydrometer, and we've got this which I'm going to use to siphon out all of the liquid, of course. I also need to put this in, don't I? Yes, that's my little turkey baster that I use to get the liquid out so I can measure gravity. We'll leave this for 15 minutes or so, and then what we'll do is we'll get the sanitized liquid out into siphon it out into a big bucket, and then we'll wash all of this with cold water, including the tap. I'll take the tap off and I'll rinse that in cold water as well, and then we'll be ready to chuck our juices in, folks. Hey guys, guysy poos, guys and gals, here we are then. Here's our frozen forest fruits, so we'll chuck them into the pan. I believe there's 500 grams of those. Let's have a little quick check on that. There it is. 500 G's. Yep, 500 grams of forest fruits. Chuck in a litre. I might even chuck in 2 litres, guys, because this is quite a big pan. So I'll chuck in 2 litres of that and bring it to the boil. And we'll just let that run for, you know, maybe 10-15 minutes until all the fruit's all mashed up. Hey guys, so here we are about 10 minutes later, I guess. The fruit is starting to mash up. It's going to take a while though, I think, maybe slightly longer than I expected. But I'm going to use this opportunity to chuck in 400 grams of sugar, because we want to make sure that the yeast has got enough sugar to eat. I mean, we want to make it a nice brew. This smells brilliant, by the way. This smells beautiful. Oh, I do love the smell of mixed berries. Really nice. So we'll continue stirring this and until we get it to the right consistency we want, and we'll go from there. What I also found is a litre of red grape juice from Sainsbury's. Other supermarkets are available, folks. So I decided to chuck that in as well because it was only sitting on the shelf, and you know, why not? If it's there, use it. So I'll continue stirring this. I won't video it anymore of me stirring because, you know, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, is it? So what I'll do is I'll come back once this is done. Hey guys, me again. Now, in order to get this down to a decent consistency, I have to admit I cheated a little bit. So once the fruits were warmed up and nice and soft, I threw them in a blender because it's easier and it's a lot quicker, rather than standing here stirring a pan all day. And I put them back in here. As you can see, it's rather thick. It's a bit like me. It's lovely though. It smells brilliant. It just seemed easier to do that really, and it's a lot quicker. What I've done then is to fill up the, as I said, fill up the bucket, the fermenting bucket, with the juices that I'm going to use, and I'll just pour this over the top once I've let it cool for a bit. So I'm going to carry on stirring this for a while, but I don't think it needs too much longer. There's going to be some lumpy bits in it, but we don't worry about that too much because once we siphon it all off, I'll try and keep as much as that in the bucket as I can. So it's all good. It's all good. It's going to be a good one. Well, I hope so anyway. So I'll see you in a bit. So here we are then, chaps. Still smells lovely. Now I know some of you are going to say it looks more like a wine, but wine's not got apples in it, is it? And this has got supermarket apple juice in. So although the bulk of it is very fruity, it's also appley, hopefully anyway. Temperature is around about 22 degrees on there, I think. And although obviously there won't be a krausen ring around this, we're going to put the krausen thing in anyway because it will allow the CO2 to escape, and yeah, that's basically it really. What are we going to put in it? We're going to put in some pectales. The reason we're putting pectales in is because there's real fruit in there. Some malic acid, wine tannin, and yeast nutrient, because it needs it, folks, it needs it. Hey guys, don't know if you can see this actually because it's a bit murky, but the SG on that is 1060, which is okay, we'll live with that. Hey guys, here we are about 18 or so hours later. As you can see, this looks more like a wine than a turbo cider. So what I've done is I've got some more juice, apple juice. I've got 4 litres there. I'm going to chuck those in there just to give it a little bit more apple. My concern really is there's just too much mixed fruit in there, and it will just be a mixed fruit brew with no apples, and it just might taste too much like wine, I don't know. It's not too late in the fermentation process to chuck in some juice, so I'm going to do that now. Look at the yeast cake on the top there. Woo! That's mad, isn't it? Now I'm going to give it a little stir as well, so let's get on with that. So in goes the last of the juices, guys. Then we'll give it a quick stir, and I'll be happy with that. I think it's got a little bit more apple juice in there. It's got more apple juice in there now than mixed fruit, so although it will obviously be infused with the mixed berries and things, and it's going to be quite a strong mixed fruit juice, at least there's more. Bloody hell, how much is coming out of here? At least there's more apple in there now than there was before. Here we go then, guys. Give it a big old stir now. We need to make sure that it's all mixed up and the yeasties can thrive on that newly added juice. I'm sure it'll be fine, but we'll give it a little stir anyway. Yeah, you can see with this one to be honest, I wasn't really that organised with this one. I just bought some juice and some bits and bobs and had I used what was lying around in the kitchen and in the freezer. That's always a good idea, because sometimes these brews come out the best, you know. It's all about experimentation. It's the key. Experimentation is for you and me. Not bad, that bad lyric, is it really? Yeah, so massive stirs. Again, it's quite early in the fermentation process, so not a problem. Let's put the lid back on, folks. There we go. Obviously, we're not going to get crowds and ring around there because we haven't got enough juice in there for that. But I'm putting it in there anyway, just so, you know, it can rise up a bit and let the CO2 out for a couple of days, like that, you see. And then I'll take it out after day 3 or 4, and I'll just put the normal lid on, and yeah, hopefully it'll turn out alright. Ciao! So folks, let me get up close. Hello, how are we all? Let's talk briefly then about what mess we've made. What have we done? Well, folky pokies, we've used 9 litres of apple juice. We've used 5 litres of mixed fruit juice from concentrate. I've used 1 litre of red grape, and that's it. We gave the mixed fruit, mixed fruit as well, yes, 500 grams of mixed fruit. We gave the mixed fruit a boil, and then we decided it would probably be easier just to put it through the blender to save some time there. Hopefully we'll end up with a decent brew. It'll be a sort of summery drink, I think, which is why it's probably a good time to do one now, because it's winter, isn't it, folks? Forgive the sniffing, and again, it's that time of year. What can you do? You know what I mean? Allergies and all that. Yeah, there was 400 grams of sugar in there as well. So we'll see how it comes out. Starting gravity was 1060, although, you know, it's probably gone up a little because I've added more sugar in the form of more juice. I wouldn't imagine it's gone up too much though, because after all I only added another 4 litres, which is not an awful amount. So probably 1062 maybe, if that, I would imagine. And I could, if I had the time to sit down, I could probably figure it out, but I can't be bothered. And I don't really care. It's about the taste, really, isn't it, folks? As long as I get a rough idea as to how high it is, and we'll see how we get on with that. Thanks to those that have expressed their care inside, folks. Their care inside about me, losing my job and stuff. So cheers for that. Appreciate your best wishes. But it was a choice thing. I didn't lose my job. I chose to leave because it wasn't for me. It was a tough decision though, folks. But there you go. That's life, isn't it? Life's full of bloody tough decisions, and when your heart's not in it, you know, you just have to go with your heart. If you go with your heart, you can't go wrong, folks. That's my mantra. It's not really. I haven't got a mantra. If I had one, what would my mantra be? Drink cider, it's great. There you go. That's my mantra. But yeah, thanks for your best wishes. I haven't really got much else to say, folks. You've probably noticed I've done about 6 reviews, I think, for my friend Gary Smith's cider. Gary Smith's got his own channel on YouTube, so subscribe to that if you want. He's not done as many videos as me though, bless him, because he doesn't have the time like I do, and he's a bit camera shy, Gary, a bit camera shy. Yeah, bless him. So yeah, I hope that they were of some use to you. I know I've had a few comments already saying that you found them relatively interesting. Towards the end though, I was getting more and more pissed, and it was becoming more difficult to conjure up some words of description for these brews. It's always difficult to do a review on somebody else's cider. I mean, sometimes it's difficult to do a review on your own, folks, let alone somebody else's. But you know, we try our best, and I had to give an honest critique. I believe Gary's doing some now that he's thrown up onto the Facebook group, so take a look at that. Link is up in the main page on the YouTube subscribers. There's a link there to the Facebook group, Turbo Cider group on Facebook. So you know, if you've got any interest, jump in there. Be good to hear from you, and you know, there's some good tips in there from other people that are doing all sorts of turbo ciders and stuff. Occasionally, you know, we'll drop in the odd curveball with things like you know, infused vodkas and slow gins and things, but most of the posts there are about turbo ciders and the different things we've done with them over the years. So do join in, folks. Hope you have a good week. That's all for now. What I'm going to do next time around is probably do a taste test on a few ciders. This one, I imagine, will either be coming to the end of fermentation, or by the time I do the next video, because I run these a week or two ahead, depending upon how busy I am and how much of the Open University stuff, how far behind that I am. So yeah, by the time you see this, chances are this cider I'm talking about in this video will be bottled. However, I'm not going to drink any. I'll have a little sip as I bottle it. I might give you a sort of rough idea in the next video as to how it tasted. I suspect it's probably going to be quite wine-like, because there's a lot of heavy fruit in there and dark juices. So yeah, it might be more wine than turbo cider, but they've, you know, hopefully by adding those 4 litres of apple juice at the end there, we'll bring it up a little bit nearer to a cider than a wine. But you know, it's all about experimentation. I did a similar one some time ago, folks, on a strawberry cider. Instead of using mixed fruit, I just used strawberries, and I used not frozen strawberries, they were fresh strawberries. I cut those up, blended those and chucked those in. However, I didn't put any additional strawberry juice in. It was just literally apple juice with strawberries floating on the top, and that one came out quite nice. It was too strong though, it's about 9%. I believe I've spoken to you about it in a previous video, so forgive me if I'm talking about it again. A friend of mine took it home and he loved it, but it was a bit too strong for most people. I thought it was okay. And then I experimented further on with, you know, strawberry ribenas and things, and there's not much in it, you know, between using a sort of a strawberry ribena or, you know, real strawberries. Surprisingly, there's not much in it. The work is trying to sieve out the mulch, but then you just have to keep racking and racking and racking and racking until you get rid of most of the mulch. One of those things, folks. Not much we can do about that. I suppose we could chuck in some turbo clear and, you know, clear it with that, but or similar. Other clearing agents are available, folks. Clay, I suppose we could chuck some clay in there, but I'll see how I go with it. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, folky pokies. Always a pleasure. I shall see you soon. Next time around we're going to be doing something equally bizarre and off the cuff, and again I apologise for this video for being a bit all over the place. It was really done on the cuff with just the stuff that I had lying around in the kitchen. I didn't go out and buy anything special, or nor did I, probably can tell folks, nor did I go before I prepared everything. In fact, I didn't prepare everything. I just jumped into the kitchen and, you know, put it all together and did it off the cuff. But you know, we go with the flow, don't we, guys? And we see what happens. So happy Homebrew Wednesday, folks. See you next time.